Last video I did came out horrible, so I'm doing a bike check of my 2017 Diamondback ATROZ comp, which I nicknamed my nightmare. It's a size small frame. When I purchased it on eBay, it didn't have a headset. It didn't have the rear axle, nor the axle nut, nor the hanger. Mid suspension it didn't have, front suspension it didn't have. So what I did to get all of my parts, besides what I already had, I would create a shopping list of everything that I needed on eBay and wait till eBay offered me a deal or the items went on sale, and then I would purchase them for a lesser price. So it worked out real budget friendly for me. I purchased the Race Face Get a Grip grips, Race Face Turbine R handlebars. I had to cut them down to 750 millimeters. Race Face Turbine R stem at 50 millimeters. The headset is a FSA number 57. Mucky Nuts fender. Satori dropper seat post at 150 millimeters. House brand Diamondback saddle. The wheels I went with are the Mavic XM 424s, and I purchased those because instead of 19 millimeters internal diameter, they were, what, 24 millimeters. Or is it centimeters? I think it's centimeters. Not sure. But I purchased those with the Mavic Crossmax tires, 2.4s. I ended up going back to the seller for the mid suspension and the front fork because the frame was in immaculate condition, so I wondered, what did he have on it? So I contacted him, and through a couple of conversations, he sold me those also, which came in immaculate condition. RockShox Recon Solo Air Fork and the RockShox Monarch mid suspension. It didn't have a label on it, so I went back to eBay, got the label for it. What else? The SRAM Guide T brakes, 4-piston brakes. The Rock Brother pedals I already had. Of course, I'm gonna end up upgrading those, but I'm trying to decide whether or not to change the SRAM NX crankset. Probably won't. The red rotors, I already had those, but I do have my centerline rotors on order, waiting for those to arrive. That's really about it. It's good enough for me. I really enjoy riding it. I'm 45 years old, so I'm not going down to Whistler or up to Whistler. I'm not shredding hard or anything like that. This is just for the local trails. And at my age, I'm not trying to hurt myself. Old bones don't heal too fast. The Origin 8 seat clamp. It was no need for the one with the lever on the side with a dropper post. Now the wheels do come with Origin 8 hubs. And I can tell you, those things sound wonderful. With the contact, the points of engagement on the wheel, that thing sounds awesome. So it turned out to be a real user-friendly trail bike. I went to the Diamondback website to see what the ATROZ comp currently is equipped with. And the parts that I purchased are better, and the price of the frame and everything I've added to it, making it my way, I barely hit half of what the base model ATROZ, the ATROZ 1 would cost. That's why I call it a budget-friendly bike. But this thing is wonderful for me. I also have multiple other bikes, so I have a bike for every reason, but this is a full suspension that fits me perfectly. I'll end up changing the level for the dropper. I really don't like that. for me to position while I'm riding, to position my hand to properly use it on the fly is a little difficult. It's not a game breaker, but it's a little bit difficult. Also, I went with the Box 2 11-speed drivetrain. I have that on my other Diamondback, and I really like it. It shifts smoothly. It was very inexpensive compared to the SRAM NX11, and it's 11 to 46 gearing. So it's real user friendly. I really enjoy it. Right now I have inner tubes in the tires. That way, the more I ride it and get more used to it on the trails, then later I can go tubeless for a whole new feel. So once I start to get used to it, once it becomes officially like an older bike, to revamp it and make it feel new to me, then I'll go tubeless. And all I have to do is just add the stems. I already take the wheels off before I put the tubes on. That way it won't be a headache for me later on. That's already done. All I gotta do is pop in the tubeless stems. The tires are already tubeless, so that's basically a done deal. I could do some cable management, but the 1800 millimeter rear brake really doesn't bother me, because it's the same way on my large full suspension bike. So once I get a bleed kit, it comes with the nipples and everything already. So like I said, once it starts to feel like an old bike, I can easily revamp this thing to be brand new to me again. But I just wanted to give y'all a proper video, bike check. And thanks for watching.